Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Cracked Open. Today, I'm playing a game I didn't get to play back in the day, and I'm letting you know if it's worth running back. Let's get into it.
Buff spring. Buff spring. Buff spring. Buff spring.
Alright guys, today's game is KRAZY RACERS for the Game Boy Advance. This is a game I saw the cover and knew immediately at some point I would have to have a sit down with this game, and the reason being was it immediately reminded me of some of my favorite games growing up, and in particular Diddy Kong Racing. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking to yourself, what do you mean? This game should remind you of Mario Kart. It does remind me of Mario Kart. Obviously it does. All of these games are based on Mario Kart. They're meant to play like Mario Kart, but the truth of the matter is I didn't play no Mario Kart until maybe like 3-4 years ago. I was never into it, guys, believe it or not. And I always loved Diddy Kong Racing more. And I think it was because growing up playing the game, Mario Kart always seemed to be more of like a big kids game or like a grown-up game, to say the least. Not that the people that were playing the game were much older than me. We were, they were probably a year or two older, or maybe, or something like that. But it just felt like more of a competition-driven game, whereas Diddy Kong always felt like more of a entertainment-driven game. And I gravitated more towards Diddy Kong than I did Mario Kart. But now, today, as I'm making this video, I have to say to you guys that I play Mario Kart every chance that I get. I go to the arcade sometimes, and I play the arcade version of it very often, and I love it. So I don't know between Diddy Kong and Mario Kart which one I would choose. That's a video for another day. But when I saw this game, KRAZY RACERS, I knew immediately that this was a game that I would have to sit down with and give it a shot. And so far, guys, I'm pleasantly surprised with the experience. The game is made to play basically exactly like Mario Kart, and in the game they pull characters from other popular titles such as Legends of the Mystical Ninja, Gradius, Metal Gear, Castlevania, Parodius, Rakuga Kids, Poppin' Music, Power Pros, and a few other titles, guys. Alright, so if you're familiar with any of those games, there's a character in this game to represent those video games. And that's always important in my opinion in these games, because that's how they did those other games, Diddy Kong and Mario Kart. They had characters from other franchises and stuff like that, and that had a lot to do with it had a big impact on the enjoyment of the game and how far the game was able to reach with people. So they definitely do that in this game. The level of the difficulty of KRAZY RACERS itself isn't bad. You can choose your level of difficulty and go from there. So I think that's a bonus. That just means that different people, that want to play a game for different reasons, will find a difficulty level in the game that allows them to either play it competitively or as a pastime or just for entertainment. And I think that's always important with a game, and I think that's what Game Boy Advance was all about. We have to remember this is for a handheld, so it really was to play on the go. And I think that this is a great version of this type of game, kart racing game, that you can play on the go. With that said, could it ever be as good as a Diddy Kong or a Mario Kart? Well, that depends. I don't think this game is multiplayer. I've been wrong before. I haven't looked into it that much, so I don't know if it's multiplayer, if you could play with somebody else on link cable or anything like that. But if that's not an option, I'm gonna assume it's not. I don't think it'll ever be a Mario Kart or a Diddy Kong, and which is kind of unfortunate because it's always gonna be compared to those games. But it is a great entry-level version to those games, meaning you're a dad that's into retro gaming or gaming in general, your son or your daughter wants to play these games, and you're like, man, what kind of game? I got this Game Boy Advance, they want to play Game Boy Advance, they like Mario Kart, they like Diddy Kong, or they've never even played those before. What can I let them play, see if they like this type of game? This is going to be a great one for them. They can choose their difficulty. Everything suits both young and old. I think it covers a lot of, you know, the different ages of people that play video games. I think they're going to enjoy it. I think they're going to enjoy it a lot. And with the Game Boy Advance, I think that had a lot to do with, you know, what they did with these games, and how these games were created and designed and stuff like that. So in any case, let's get KRAZY Racers. Is it my type of game? It's definitely my type of game. The art, the music, the graphics, stuff like that is decent. You know, again, it's on the Game Boy Advance. It's very playable. I enjoy it. You know, I'm not complaining. I like it. Some people, maybe they won't, especially if you're playing on like a classic Game Boy Advance. Maybe you can't play it too long, you know, at one time, too much at one time or anything like that. But I like it. I think it's great. You know, for the most part, at the very least, I'll say it's cute. The music is catchy. Like, that beginning music is stuck in my head for days now, like absolute days now, you know. So yeah, guys, you know, if you've played this game before, let me know what you think about the game. I think that's pretty much all I got for now on this one. I'm gonna keep playing the game and see, you know, how deep I get into it. So far, so good in my opinion. Is it worth running back? I would say yes, it is. I think if you're into kart racers, I think this is a great one to add to the collection. You know, whenever you need something on the go, and you got your Game Boy with you, or any kind of handheld console that will allow you to play this game, I think that you're gonna have a fun time playing this one without question. And it's one of those games that the people around you, if they're into games, you know, they're gonna definitely want to get in on it as well. In my opinion, that's what I've experienced so far anyway. So yeah, guys, if you've played this game at all, let me know what you think. If you've never played this game before and it looks interesting to you and you get a chance to play it, I would advise that you do so. You know, this is a game I didn't get to play before, but I'm getting to play now, and I'm grateful for that, and I think you will be too. Alright guys, don't forget to leave your comments. If you've played this game again and I missed out any good points, let me know. Let us know down in the comment section below. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, peace.